What's up, guys? On this week's show...
Woo! Haha! That's warm.
Please take a number.
And it's like Harry Potter with guns?
All that and more on this episode
of One Giant Leap for Geeks.
That's one small step for man. One giant leap for
Geeks. Welcome to another episode of OGLFG, where we talk about movies, video games, and all things in geek culture. I'm your host, Mike C. Squared, and with me is my co-host, DJ Mellymel.
Hey!
Now, before we get started, I want to let you know, if you enjoy the show, tell some friends about us. Share us on your social media, whatever you choose to do. Just know that you're helping us let others know about the best damn podcast they probably never heard of. Now, if you want to talk to us, the show is on Twitter at Giant Leap, the number 4 Geeks, or you can get a hold of our resident DJ Mellymel at Froggy Beaver. Mel?
Yes?
What you been doing?
Preparing for my trip next weekend.
Yep.
Unfortunately, T-Money got some bad news, and we have had a family emergency.
Mm-hmm.
So we have to make yet another trip to Louisiana.
Yeah, I was going to say again.
Yeah, we have to make another trip to Louisiana within 4 weeks.
DJ Mellymel, Globetrotter.
Right. Unfortunately, I wish the circumstances were better, but his sisters have got some cool stuff planned for us. So that'll be nice. T-Money really needs, to kind of, take a step back and just kind of have a chill moment. Sure. Even though we'll be down there for, like I said, bad news, but...
Try to make the best of it.
Yeah, he's trying. So we've been preparing the house. I'd like to get all the laundry done. Mm-hmm. And, of course, Louisiana is much warmer than Michigan at the moment.
Yep.
It was
every moment
76. Yeah. 76 the other day, so that'll be exciting. Make sure the laundry's done and make sure his mom has got everything that she needs. Right. So we need to go get a couple cases of Coca-Cola and the spaghetti with meatball in the can that you feed like a 6-year-old. But she's gonna watch Daisy for us, so that'll work out.
We're good.
What about you? What have you been doing?
Well, me personally, I am finally on vacation. I know people who've been listening for a while, there's like, motherfucker, you stay on a vacation. Like, god damn.
Right?
Like, every time I listen to this every couple of months or so, I'm on vacation.
It must be nice.
No. I end up front loading, back loading, whatever you want to say, my vacation time, like all towards one season, because it's hard for me because I work retail to take time off like in the summertime, like when I guys would actually want to take time off.
Busy seasons and
exactly, and then like the holiday season, so like the fall and Christmas time, and so usually January, February is around when I would take a substantial amount of time off. So I got 2 whole weeks off.
All right,
I have done well this time for one, I'm not sick, which is always a plus. I know, knock on wood. But I've done well to actually sit down, and I finally put together a schedule for when I stream. So if you follow us on social media or if you follow the Twitch channel, the schedule's posted there. So, what games I'll be playing, what days, what time, all that good stuff. So then that way, if you want to come check it out, when I'll be there.
That's cool.
If not, you don't have to be like, oh, yeah, he's never on. It's like, no, I made a schedule, so now you know when I'm going to be playing.
That's cool.
Other than that, I finally hunkered back down now that the holidays are well out of, the picture and in my review mirror. I've, finally hunkered back down and started going to the gym again. I am like super fucking sore at the moment. But I
really need to get with you and do that.
I'm telling you, man, it's a good time. I'd be more than happy to have you. I'm like, it's always easier, more fun for me to have somebody there with me.
Sure. And A-Train doesn't go with you, does she?
Not as much anymore. Every blue moon, but not really, no. Now it's mostly just me on my own. Which, and it's like, I don't necessarily need somebody to be there doing the same workout that I'm doing or using the same machine. But, it's just good to just have somebody else there, because sometimes, after you've been there for half an hour or so, you kind of like, okay, I'm kind of bored. I want to go home.
Right.
it's like when you can look over and see somebody else, doing it, it kind of keeps you motivated as well.
I'll have to figure out your gym schedule and see if we can arrange that.
Cool. Yeah, because
I have a wedding
back
dress
on the
to
ball,
fit
so.
into, and I tried on some wedding dresses this past weekend.
Yeah, I got a suit to fit into, so
yeah,
you got to get.
No, MC Squared and I are not getting married. But
no.
I went and tried on some dresses, and I mean, I found sizes that fit, and they were fine and whatever.
Mm.
And I like the 2 that I tried, and we have others to try. So my maid of honor had to be like, do not buy one. Don't pick one. Don't pick you've got a lot to look forward to.
Right.
And it was uncomfortable. Mm. Not the dress, but just my size. So I think hitting the gym with you might be a good idea.
Okay, cool.
Might have to have a lot of help, though.
Okay. I was going to say, I'm ready for it. Like I said, I need to get back motivated. So, these are my first baby steps to going back and getting me back on track. So
there you go.
Yeah.
Well, I'll wait until you're back on track.
Okay.
So, like, when we get back from Louisiana.
Yes.
Because
I
can't.
Cool.
I did that last time. Mm-hmm. Tried to go and be healthy, and then we went to Louisiana, and that fucked me all up. So.
Yeah, it throws you off. Yeah. You just start to get a routine going, and then you stop for a while. Yeah. But, yeah, no, that's pretty much it.
Sounds good.
All right, moving on.
Master, I figured out you're sick. The entire point of the What You Been Doing segment is an excuse for you to humble brag about going to the gym. Yup, I got you pegged.
The bad boys are back in town. The bad boys are back in town. The bad boys are back in town. Is that not the song for...
No.
Oh, no. It's the other one.
Yeah, that's not it.
Messing
up the words.
That's what he does in the movie. I'm like, he's bitching at other characters for fucking up the words to it. I'm like, you clearly don't know the words.
Does anybody, though?
Yeah, well, I'll say. I'm sure somebody somewhere does. They're like, well, actually, it was
push
sung
up your
by
glasses.
in 1984. Mm-hmm. The hit record by reggae group. Like, okay. But if you can't guess, we are going to be doing a review for Bad Boys for Life. Mm-hmm. Movie just came out this weekend. Now, normally we do mullet-style reviews where we do non-spoilers at the front and spoilers at the back. For this one, though, there's not a whole lot to spoil. There's like a couple big, plot twist moments, but I think we can review it without having to spoil it, I think.
I think that's doable.
Yeah,
so there's some shooting and some dead people.
Right. The end. Right.
Mike Lowry in a suit.
Right.
And Marcus being all nervine. Mm-hmm. And there's some obscure bad guy. Mm-hmm. And you figure out how they're all connected in the end. Boom.
There you go. All right. Thanks for joining us for another review on One Giant Link for Geeks. Hope you enjoyed that. I think we can talk about it without spoiling it.
I'm sure that we can.
Yeah, so this one would just be a spoiler-free review. If you've checked out the movie, you can go ahead and listen. If you haven't checked it out, I think you'll still be fine. Don't worry. We'll do our best not to spoil it. And we will give our review at the end, or our rating.
Rating at the end.
Yeah, at the end of the review. There we go. I've done this before, I swear. Okay, so
you're on vacation.
Yeah, I know, right? It has been 17 years since the last film was released.
Seriously?
Yep. Not since the first movie came out, but since Bad Boys 2
Bad
came
Boys
out.
2.
2003, I believe.
I feel old.
Yeah.
I feel very old.
Yeah, was Bad Boys 2. And so when they say Bad Boys for Life, they meant that shit, like motherfucking for life. like
You're
they've
80,
been,
yep, we're gonna do Bad Boys.
Right, they've been doing this for well over 20 years. It's funny because there's a line in the movie where Mike Lowry's like, he's like, I'm gonna be chasing down criminals till I'm 100. And I'm thinking like, okay, so in like 8 years or so, something like that. Because I'm like, I'm sorry, man. Like they not no spring chickens no more.
They're
sure.
probably 50s, 60s.
Well, I mean, we start the movie off with Marcus, becoming a grandpa and shit. So it's like they let
Reggie,
you know,
of all people.
right. They letting you know up front, like these motherfuckers is old.
Mm-hmm.
like we not even pretending like these is like late 90s Will Smith.
Yeah,
and
they
Martin
kind
Lawrence.
of keep track or keep consistent to the true timeline.
Yeah,
because
yeah.
the daughter was 15 when she went on the first date.
Yeah, and I was surprised they
then-
were able to get all the same actors back. Like,
Yeah.
I even went back and watched a little bit of Bad Boys 2, and, like, the guy who's the father of his grandchild, that's that same kid that they were giving shit to at the house when he comes to the door, and they all like, yeah, like, you got my daughter smoking that shit, and he's like, oh, yeah, can you
How
fight?
old are you? 16. Shit, you 30, motherfucker.
Right. He's like, nah, motherfucker. He's like, you about at least 30. It's like, damn. But yeah, so I mean, it's been a while since we've seen the guys for sure, like quite a while.
Yes.
What did you think about how the movie looked? Because contrary to popular belief, Michael Bay did not direct this movie.
It did look like a Michael Bay movie. It looked very, the shots of the girl skirts and the zoom in panoramics, and it looked very, very Bad Boys. Like,
Yeah.
I think whomever directed this stuck very close to.
I didn't catch the guys' names.
I didn't either. That's
But I know it's two guys. They do a really good job of like mimicking Michael Bay's style. They mimic his visual style well without necessarily mimicking his sensibilities. So like, yeah, they do have like shots of like beautiful women and shit like that, like the Ammo team, like the girl who runs it, and Vanessa Hudgens' character, like, they're in like skimpy dresses and stuff like that, and they look all sexy in the club and all that. But it's not quite like a Michael Bay, like, Megan Fox, like over the hood of a car,
Right.
and it's like going up her, booty hole and shit. It's not quite like that, as far as like sensibility wise, but it is shot in like a way where you would think, especially the action scenes and the car chases, where like if I didn't know better, I would have swore Michael Bay directed this.
right. Yeah.
Which is funny because he's in the movie too.
Is he?
Yeah, when at the wedding, I do believe.
Is he the guy that brings out Will Smith?
Yeah, when he comes out and he's like right before Will does his toast, there's that white guy that comes out and he's talking. He's kind of tall. That's Michael Bay.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Didn't know that.
Yeah, because he comes out and I was like, holy shit. I was like, they got Michael Bay in this shit.
That's funny.
Which is funny because...
They couldn't get him to direct it.
Right. Come do a cameo. But it's funny because he's presenting something or someone in the movie, but the last time he had to present something, he was doing some kind of event for some kind of smart TV or something like that, and his teleprompter went out, and he just kind of like walked off the stage because he couldn't improvise without the teleprompter. So,
Damn.
They were talking about like, oh, well, Michael, tell us how, the new Sony whatever TV, will help enhance the viewing experience when they're watching some of your films and some of all the details and stuff.
What
guys
that
put in
means
these
is he ain't
Transformer
never
movies.
messed with one of them TVs. And
Right.
And
And the teleprompter goes out, and he's like, well, you see, and then he's like, I'm sorry. And he just walks out the stage,
I mean,
and
at
everybody's like, Michael Bay, everybody,
At
thank
least
you.
he had enough sense to walk out and not try to bullshit about something he didn't know about.
I guess so, yeah. So I just thought that was just a little ironic and just a little funny that he's
is funny.
presenting somebody in this. One of the things that I did like about this is that they make no attempts to make the world believable. They start the movie out the gate where there's a high-speed chase, or at least you think it's a chase, where it's that scene in the trailer where Mike's driving, and he's like, oh, even the Batmobile don't hold the road like this, and
Right.
which I was disappointed because they cut out the line where he says tight pants and fast cars don't make you Batman. He doesn't say that in the movie. I was bummed. But there's like helicopters, police helicopters chasing them. There's like cars, like cop cars blocking off traffic, and they turning, and they almost hit a bus, and they driving through the beach and all this crazy shit. And then you find out it's all to get Marcus to his grandchild's birth at the hospital. And it's like, y'all could have killed like literally dozens of people. Damn near did just on the bus alone. Almost killed all them people on that bus. just so this motherfucker can see his grandchild be born. Like,
and then he misses it anyway.
I know, right? So like the movie comes out the gate and they're like, hey man, look, we ain't even pretending like this shit is realistic at all. Like, this is just going to be some crazy ass. I mean, they even make a joke in the movie where Marcus says something about, like, where do they keep getting all these helicopters from? And it's like, yeah, that's what I'm saying. Because, like, every 5 minutes, the villain is on a helicopter. And it's like, damn, is that the only way y'all travel? Like, we don't got cars. We just got a fleet of helicopters just on a landing pad.
Whatever
somewhere.
Works.
Like, every time we need to get away, helicopter, vehicle of choice.
I don't know. I thought it was kind of cheesy, but
yeah. Now, what do you think about the relationship with Will Smith and Martin Lawrence? Because I still feel like, say what you will about the movies as a whole, you know, their stories, anything like that, I think that their relationship is the glue to this franchise and what holds all these movies together.
Oh, yeah. The way that the two of them bounce things off of one another, the sarcasm, the jokes, the... I'm quitting, I'm retiring. He's like,
no, you ain't.
Fuck
we
you,
bad boys
on.
for life.
Right.
You said for life.
Right. Like, that whole thing is the movie. The supporting team, the supporting cast, none of that matters. The plot twist for the bad guy, none of that matters. It's all Will Smith and Martin Lawrence.
Yeah,
like,
no, it really is.
And it was for the second Bad Boys.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, even
though I don't care for that. You like that. I think that's your favorite.
I did like the second
two,
one,
right?
yeah.
Of the first
of the
and second
first one, yeah, I like the second one more.
Yeah, and that's my least favorite of the two. So, but I still agree though. Their camaraderie and their relationship and that they're kind of like an old married couple thing.
Everything else just seems second best to that.
Yeah, like that still carries over. Kind of like the Lethal Weapon and the Rush Hour movies and stuff. Like,
yeah,
the story and stuff is not irrelevant per se. It what keeps it going, but you're not there for that. You're not there to see, like, oh, how are they going to get out of this? You're just there to see them get into some hijinks. Right. You know, because you like these characters and you like seeing them together. So, no, I agree. I think that they still do a good job, even 20-some-odd years later from the first one, you know, keeping me wanting to see more of them because I like seeing them two together. Absolutely. Even though in the beginning, you know, Martin, he kind of seemed like he was a little rusty. Like, of the two, like, one of my biggest criticisms I will say about the movie is he's the weakest link of all the parts of the movie.
Well, he always has been.
Not
okay,
in my eyes.
Maybe not in the first one, because the first one came out in the 90s. Martin Lawrence was on a hot streak in the 90s.
Yeah.
By the time part 2 come out, he was
starting to do his Big Mama's House. Yeah,
he was kind of dwindling down, but he was still relevant.
Sure.
We haven't seen Martin Lawrence in anything.
No.
I can't remember the last time I saw Martin Lawrence in something.
No.
Not anything worth watching.
No.
He's had a couple small roles here and there, but
sure.
Not anything like big in box office.
Mainstream, yeah.
So I think that Will is fresher. He's in the game. He's, you know, still cranking out all kind of movies. Like we see Will almost every year, 2-3 times a year.
Yeah.
And where
he kind of had a slump for a minute, but he's been
having
as of
his
late.
Own
Keanu-sans, his own Smith-assance, Will-assance. I don't know.
Will-assance.
It don't work
maybe.
as well
as
Keanu-sans or McCona-sans does. Yeah, but no, but to your point about the supporting characters though, I was kind of meh on them in the beginning. But as the movie went on, I did find them more endearing, and I did like them being a part of the ensemble.
Oh yeah,
you know, because the first two movies, it was always like, hey, it's the Will and Martin show, and then you kind of have like maybe one or two other characters. Because I believe like in the first movie, like there was like another like buddy cop duo that was on the team that they kind of bickered with.
Yep, they did. They had them in the first one and also in the second one.
Yes, yeah, they're in the second one too. Yes, yeah. Now they don't show up in this one. I think they might die in the second one. I don't remember. It's been a while since I've seen part 2.
Either which way, they
don't show up.
They're not
in
important.
Yeah,
and so they brought in that team, which was kind of.
Yeah, like in the beginning, I was like, oh no, I don't like them, especially because you know. they start them out with you're not supposed to like them because they're giving Mike shit. They're like, oh hey, what's up, old man, old motherfucker, you old bitch. It kind of
reminded me of. Do you remember? Oh well, clearly, Blade Trinity, where Blade comes in and he meets the new vampire hunters and how they have everything
new hotness. Yeah,
they got all the new stuff and all the new tricks, and he just looks at him like, y'all are stupid.
Right.
That's kind of what the feel that I got with this.
Oh yeah.
Martin Lawrence and Will Smith come in, and they're the old dinosaurs, and
well, Marcus is a bitch, man. He immediately was like, yeah, we work with ammo now, and Mike is like, the fuck we do? He's like, yeah. He was like, what about Bad Boys for Life? He was like, yeah, for real, it is Bad Boys for Life, but we working with them now. And he like, well, that's not really what we just said though. He's like, yeah, but plus them. It's like, no.
Together.
Right. When I say we doing this, I didn't say we plus them. That's not what that means. He's like, yeah, us and them. Like, no, motherfucker.
There is no team here. Right. We are not the Avengers.
But as the movie went on, I did grow to like those characters quite a bit. Even though the one cocky dude who Mike was bumping heads with throughout the movie the most. I really like the little hacker dude. Well, I keep saying little, but he was big as hell. Yeah, man, he the most jacked motherfucker on this whole team, and he's like, I do the computer stuff, and it's like, really? Like, you should be out there like just one-handed crushing motherfuckers' throats and shit. I like
the line that Will said. He's like, all right, big man, I'm gonna need you to hurt some people. I'll pay for the therapy. I'm gonna need it.
Yeah. And there's one part where that dude like freaks out and he has to tackle like a column to a building or some shit and just tears a whole floor down, and I was like, god damn. I was like, this dude is big as hell, man.
Don't make him angry. You won't like him when he's angry.
No, fuck no. Jesus Christ. But yeah, Vanessa Hudgens is almost like unrecognizable.
Yeah, I didn't realize that was her.
I didn't know it was her, not in the trailers.
You said her name and I was like, she's not in this, and I still can't picture her in this movie.
She's the girl that has like half her hair braided. She's the only other girl on the team.
Okay.
Because there's the main chick who Mike used to bang.
Right.
Who, Marcus is always like, oh, you dumb as hell. Yeah, right. And he's like, oh, fuck you and shit. He's like, whatever. And then there's the other girl that's on the team. That's Vanessa Hudgens' character.
Okay.
She's the one when they go to the club to arrest that dude, when all the girls come out with them champagne bottles with the sparklers on it. She's the one that's carrying the ones in the front that hands the two to Mike and Marcus. When he's like, yeah, you going to jail today, motherfucker. Like, yeah, he's like, when I say criminal, you say jail, criminal, jail, criminal, jail. I was like, what is that? So, okay, we got to talk about the comedy in the movie.
All right.
Because it is a comedy.
Yes.
There are some funny parts in this, don't get me wrong. But then there were some other moments where I was like, ooh, that was not, that joke was not funny. So, for example, the criminal jail part, that whole thing was not funny at all. There's a joke where we're the ammo team, it's in the trailer, where they're doing the bad boys, and he's like, no, he's like, y'all will never do that again. That was funny, but then Marcus comes in at the end and he was like, yeah, and y'all fucking the words up, which takes a very long time to learn. I'm like, that's not even funny.
It's not necessary.
That's just stupid. It just felt like all the times the jokes didn't land, it was something that Marcus was saying. I was just like,
yeah, I can.
And I don't know, maybe it was just that what was written for him, or maybe, because I just felt like Martin, just his heart wasn't really in it, or he was just rusty.
It could be.
Maybe it was a little bit of both.
Of all of it, yeah.
Because there's another line where when they're driving around, getting ready to try and make it to the hospital at the beginning,
when he hits the fire hydrant.
No, before that, where he's like, it's okay. He's like, well, we're police officers, and he's like, and we're black. He's like, don't worry, we'll pull ourselves over later. And I was like, that wasn't funny, man. I don't know. But a lot of the movie is funny though. There's a lot of funny jokes in it and a lot of funny moments, like when he's like, oh, I'm trying to reach his heart with my soul. when he's talking to that guy and he knocks him out and shit. And then later they call back to that and he's like, "What are you doing, Mike?" And he's like, "I'm trying to reach his heart." He's like, "No, man, I was going through something back then." He was like, "Don't do that."
Don't do that. Bad idea.
Yeah. Like it was stuff like that I thought was funny.
Yeah, it had some funny moments. I mean, I sat with T-Money and his mom and we watched it, and the movie looked pretty good. We enjoyed it. T-Money and his mom, we enjoyed it pretty good. Good.
I did think that there was some story stuff that was kind of cliched. It kind of felt telenovela-y in certain parts. Without spoiling it, when you see it, you'll know what I mean by telenovela-y, because there's some, shocking plot twisty things. It's like, oh, and such is connected to this person because of this, and then that person's not dead, and and it's like, oh, it's okay, it's one of these things. Which is, it's fine. It's like, it's whatever, the plot's not all that important.
Is it ever though?
No, not usually. The first movie somewhat more so. The whole plot of like trying to protect the witness and Mike being knocked out and Marcus having to pretend to be him in the first movie and all that stuff because the girl's never met Mike and she's only going to trust him, and so the plot carried more weight in the first movie. The second one, and by this one, it's kind of like, well, it's there, but we just kind of want to see the guys tell some jokes and, just kinda,
pretty much,
be jokey joke. There were some moments that did show a lot of heart, and I appreciated that. There's a part where Marcus cuts into Mike when Mike's upset with Marcus because he feels like he's not showing loyalty to him, and Marcus kind of cuts at him. He's like, "How dare you?" He's like, "Motherfucker, when you was down and out, like, I wiped your ass and took care of you and this, that, and the other, and you would dare say some bullshit like that to me?" He's like, "Fuck you." And
I'm nodding along in agreement here.
Yeah, and I was surprised at that because I didn't expect them to like go and kind of cut that deep, and I was like, "Oh wow, that was kind of a deep moment."
I mean, it was kind of needed though, because Mike was acting like an asshole.
Yeah, because he was being very selfish, and he had a goal, and he was like, "Well, you're supposed to be down for me and Bad Boys for Life," and he was like, "Motherfucker, I am, and I'm doing this shit because I care about you. Like, don't ever question my loyalty to you."
Right. Yeah, he kind of needed a reality check. Yeah. So, I mean, it was, I don't know. I don't know if you could make that point without going kind of on the deep, dark side for a minute. Yeah. Well, not so much dark, but deep. The deep side.
Definitely deep. Yeah, no. And it gave, Marcus's character some depth as well, and showed, how much he cares about Mike, and it's not just, oh, he's my partner, like, I love him like he's my brother,
yeah.
And which I felt was good. I don't know. I mean, the movie is fun. I mean, it is stupid too. I mean, okay, so what the fuck was Mike talking about at Marcus's daughter's wedding? Because remember how I said Michael Bay comes out and he introduces Mike, and Mike comes out and does this toast. Yeah. And now, mind you, this is after Marcus' grandchild is born. And they say at the hospital, he's like, "Now, you got to make an honest woman out of my daughter." And so then later in the movie, we see they're having the wedding.
Right.
And Mike is there, and he does this toast. And the whole toast is him talking about his partnership and bond with Marcus and how long they've been partners together. And friends and this, that, and the other. And he's like, and we got a mantra that we say, he's like, ride together, die together, bad boys for life. And like everybody says it, like at the wedding, they all hold their champagne glasses up and everybody's like, bad boys for life. And they all like cheer and, drink. And I'm like,
I think the whole point was just to kind of make sure that,
what though?
Even though they were getting married, that they have to have this kind of a bond like Marcus and Will have.
Yeah, but it's like you're supposed to be there saying something nice about this man's daughter and her husband, and you like, yeah, me and your dad, we go way back, partners, and we done been through a whole lot of stuff together.
He was still hopped up on them pain pills. So
I guess so.
He really didn't know what he was saying.
I guess, and I was just
he
like,
just been shot. It was
what
okay.
Does any of that have to do with them getting married right now? Like literally nothing.
I don't know.
I mean, I don't know. I just thought that was funny because it was just moments like that where I was like, this is, and it was supposed to be like, that was like a powerful moment because everybody was like, bad boys for life. And I'm like, this is stupid. But I mean, it is what it is.
I don't know. You never know how those wedding speeches are going to go. So,
yeah. After, I don't know, all in all, like after all this time, like I will say that the bad boys still got it. It may not be as fresh as it once was. But I think that this franchise has been kind of reinvented.
Mm-hmm.
And, with this movie is enough to at least give it legs into the future. And honestly, I'm kind of looking forward to what they do with the next one. Like, it seems like they're going to kind of Fast and Furious Avengers this shit.
Yeah.
You know, and try to make a universe out of this, which I, in most cases, would be kind of normally against. But with this particular franchise, I'm like, sure, I don't have a problem with that. Like, if y'all want to spin this out into 6-7 more movies and get a Hobbs and Shaw spinoff and a Black Widow movie and, you know, a Disney Plus series, whatever, look, do it. Sure. Look, Marcus' granddaughter.
The Transformers.
Right. Marcus, there's a did he have a boy?
Grandson.
Yeah, his grandson, he get a show. Look, Bad Boys Jr., like, whatever. Like, I'll watch it.
The Marcus and Mike show.
Hell yeah. Yeah, and they gave him his name, too, so he's a junior, so, yeah. Or a second, whatever.
I think they're one and the same, aren't they?
Yeah, whatever. I don't know.
I don't know. I'm not... No, I'm not...
I don't know how that works.
Up on, naming people the same thing.
No. But either way, I mean, I am looking forward to what they do with the next one. If you listened to it before, when the trailers came out, I was very down on this. I made fun of it. I said this was stupid looking. Why are they doing this? It's been way too long. Nobody cares.
And see, I was on the opposite side. Like, I defended it, and I was all excited for it. And now that I've seen it, I'm just like, it wasn't bad, but...
You didn't love it either.
I wasn't, like, in love with it. There are better movies that have come out, but I mean, it was good. It was worth seeing.
I think because my expectations were so low, I was pleasantly surprised at what I did get, and I think because you had higher expectations,
I
you
went
were
in
a little
and
bit more let down.
Mm-hmm.
All in all, though, I am gonna go ahead and rate it. Now, if you haven't listened to one of our reviews before, we have a 5-tier rating system. It goes really fucking liked it, meh, hated it, and really fucking hated it. So for Bad Boys for Life, DJ Melly Mel, what would you rate this?
I liked it.
Okay.
It wasn't over the top, but I mean, it wasn't so bad that it was like, meh.
Okay.
It had some good special effects and, like you said, the good comedy. And so, yeah, I liked it.
I'm going to mirror that. It's funny because I actually felt you were almost going to go a meh, but I'm going to go a liked it as well. Like I wasn't in love with the movie, but it definitely exceeded my expectations. My expectations weren't very high to begin with, but I was pleasantly surprised. And with the way it ended, they are strongly setting up a sequel or a series of movies after this, like very strongly setting that up. So I'm just looking forward to what they do next. I mean, hopefully we don't have to wait another 20 years before the next one comes out.
No,
but
they should probably get this one in the works. The next
like
3.
right now, right. Tomorrow. Like, I hope y'all filming this shit like today.
Should have been, filming them simultaneously.
Exactly. All right, moving on.
So since we are rolling these out into a franchise, a universe if you will, and since we are further diversifying the cast, can the next film be called Good People for the time being?
It's that time again for America's #1 show, Dumb Shit of the Week. That's right, Dumb Shit of the Week is a show where DJ Melly Mel finds dumb shit and we talk about it. Want your submission on the show? Find us on Twitter at GiantLeap4Geek, so you can email us at officialoglfg@gmail.com. Now here's your host, DJ Melly Mel.
Thank you. All right, so as you all know, or may not know, dumb shit comes from a wide variety. Like, there's a team. We have a dumb shit team. Between you and A-Train and T-Money and myself, 4 of us find dumb shit pretty easily. Mm-hmm. And this one is no different. So...
This one was kind of a surprise.
Yeah, this one actually fell into my lap as I got here, and A-Train pulled it up. Mm-hmm. Well, I had seen a meme about it first, and I was like, okay, I figured it was just some random meme. I can't keep up. There's billions of them on the internet. And then I found out why it's a meme, and then it just is funny as all hell. Mm-hmm. So we have a local, relatively local dumb shit today, this week. This lady, we have a chain of grocery stores called Meijer's. And this lady has decided that she was going to go off on some people in Meijer. Technically it's Meijer, but if you're from Michigan, you say Meijer's. Don't ask why. She goes off on the cashier. She goes off on some dude using the self-checkout. She goes off on all kinds of people, and I would just like to play the video. Yeah. Because I can't explain it. Like,
like it starts out like she's just some angry, disgruntled woman, and then it veers off into some crazy religious shit, and then it just gets really crazy by the end.
And it doesn't take that long. Yeah. So we're gonna play this.
Yep.
I cannot credit the woman's name, but...
Yeah, no, unfortunately, we don't know the woman's name. We just know that she has been pretty much terrorizing Meijer's up and down the western side of Michigan. That's all we know.
That's all we know. Oh, and a McDonald's thrown in there.
Yes, yep.
So 3 Meijer's and a McDonald's. Mm-hmm. But this is the original first start of everything. So here we go.
I'm just trying to help you.
I'm sorry, but I don't need your help.
Yes, you do, motherfucker. You do need my help, sir. Can't you see that, you son of a bitch?
She's so nice.
Just let me check out my...
She's just like, don't you see you need my help, you son of a bitch?
Motherfucker.
Wow, this is...
You gotta ask Jesus Christ.
I don't have to do anything.
We're all sinners.
Okay.
He's not gonna force you to do it.
You're sinning right now.
No, I'm not, motherfucker. You fucking accuser. Get the fuck out of here.
Oh, she got very indignant.
Accuser.
Wait for it.
You motherfucking accuser. Get the fuck out of here.
Pause it. What's so great about it is just like how it just starts off, because she's saying like very horrible things to him, but in a very nice tone. She's like, no, you need to repent. She's like, don't you know you're going to hell, motherfucker? She's like, no, sir, you need help, motherfucker. She's like, you son of a bitch. She's like, don't you understand, you dumb son of a bitch? And it's just like, it's so weird because of what she's saying, but the tone she's saying it in, you're just like, okay. And then when he turns it back on her, she immediately gets mad. She's like, fuck you, you fucking accuser! You motherfucking accuser! Fuck you! Like, she got mad. Like, but, okay, continue. Because it is, oh, God.
So we're at 44 seconds in.
Yeah. Damn.
So the twist here is coming very quickly, so please listen.
Yes.
Accuser of the fucking brethren, you motherfucker! Yes, ma'am.
Wait, no, stop. So if you haven't seen the video,
and her face, like,
for
her
those
eyes
just
are
listening,
popping out of her head.
Yes,
and she's like turning red in the face, and she's like waving her finger at this dude.
Yeah, she's like screaming because she goes from like being like calm but still like vulgar to angry and vulgar. Then she got ghetto for a second because she went from saying like you motherfucker to motherfucker. and like one of the people who works at the Meijer, she comes over to the woman and she's like, is there a problem here? And she immediately turns it off. She's like, you motherfucker. Hi, yes. What can I do to help you, ma'am? Oh, it is fucking hilarious. Like just go back like just 5 seconds. Like, oh my God, we gotta listen to that again.
You motherfucker. Yes, ma'am.
And then she's just like, oh yeah, I'm pissed.
Yeah, she's like, I'm pissed because he won't repent. She's so just nonchalant about it. She's like, yeah, no, I'm throwing a fit because he won't repent. And how do you respond to that?
Her response was great, so you can kind of hear her response.
You won't repent?
Okay.
I just want to get some groceries and go home.
Now, by this point, she's not even looking at the guy. She's
No.
like holding under her cart,
Yeah.
not saying anything.
Yeah, no.
You are too, bitch. You don't have Jesus Christ.
And now she turns it on the cashier.
Yeah. Now at this point, she's arguing with the cashier. She's completely walked away from the guy that she started arguing with.
Fucking fire and brimstone. Do you fucking get it?
Yeah, totally understand. But I can't have you yelling and spewing profanities at other people that are in the store.
Well, fuck you then.
What the fuck you then? She's just telling her, like, she's being very nice. She's like, ma'am, I just can't have you yelling obscenities to other customers in the store. And she's like, well, fuck you.
Right. At this point, she hasn't called the cops yet. She hasn't, this guy's laughing and videotaping. And
props to the workers at this particular Meijer because they're being very, very calm and trying to diffuse the situation. And are being much better about it than I would have. Because the moment she just started calling me bitches and fuck yous and all that shit, like, that shit would have went south real quick. We'd all been just fighting.
And the guy that she's screaming at's handling it really well as well.
Oh, yeah. Like, he's not
getting
getting
mad. If that would have been
mad.
T-Money, he'd have lost his shit.
Oh, yeah. Would have flipped the fuck out, as rightfully he should.
Right. And this guy's just all
He kind of laughing it off,
like
really.
The video's real steady, so, he's not chuckling so hard that he's shaking the video or anything. And all right, so here's the rest of it.
Answer my fucking question.
At this point, she's talking to a manager.
Who the fuck told you what my title is, motherfucker? Shut the fuck up.
Like I said, I love how she just started getting ghetto after a motherfucker. First it was motherfucker, and now it was motherfucker.
And the cashier she apologizes to the other guy. Oh, now she's back to normal.
Yeah, and she just keeps flipping back and forth like she's got like schizophrenia or like a split personality. Like she's like, motherfucker! She's like, yes, now you need to repent, sir, because your everlasting soul will burn in the lake of fire.
I don't want him to burn in hell. Nope, here she goes again.
Don't you understand how much Jesus Christ loves you?
This is my job.
I've been sent here. I am a warrior for Christ.
And the whole time the cashier's on the phone with the police.
Yeah, like, please, somebody get here. This bitch is crazy as hell. She probably got a knife or something on her.
Nope.
Get the fuck away from me, piece of shit.
I've been in my position.
Get the fucking away from me. You're in my personal space, bitch.
They're about 2 inches apart.
She turned into like Dave Chappelle. She's like a Rick James, bitch.
Come over to you. Fuck you.
Ma'am.
Shut the fuck up. You all better repent.
Oh, now she's just walking up and down the aisle, just screaming at anybody in earshot. She's like Rorschach from Watchmen. She's like, the end is nigh. You'll all die. Like, Jesus Christ.
Oh, shut your fucking mouth.
Jesus Christ in your heart. I feel fucking sorry for you.
Oh, now another woman's gonna get involved. Another just bystander.
Now she has walked away from said woman, picked up her cart, and just walked away down the aisle.
Yeah,
Like nothing ever happened. The manager's following, some other manager's following, the cashier's following.
It's pause. I don't know what she said to her, but she's like, no, I don't ever brush my teeth, you bitch. Don't you know that? But you gotta go back.
I am. Yeah.
I don't know what she said to her. a gnat? Like a bug, like a gnat?
Yeah, that was at another customer.
Okay.
I don't give a shit.
Now she's back yelling at the managers.
Fucking prison, life without fucking parole, and I'll be better off than any one of you motherfuckers.
It looks like she's having like a seizure in the middle of the aisle. She's like standing there. She's got her arms like stiff as a board out, and her head's leaned back.
I know, she's like getting like possessed by something. Like he's just taking her over.
Moving her arms back and forth, and she's throwing her head further back.
She's trying to save y'all. She's trying to save you, motherfuckers. Repent, motherfucker. It's like she became Samuel L. Jackson's character from Pulp Fiction. She became Jules. she's like. Shut
the fuck up. Fuck you, sir.
Fuck you. She's still so polite though. She's like, you bitch, sir.
Oh, the cops have showed up now.
Yeah.
These people are going to hell.
These people are going to hell. Okay.
Now they're cuffing her.
Yep. The woman that she was arguing with about brushing her teeth is very happy. That's her clapping.
Yep, some other lady down the aisle is clapping.
Oh man, it was beautiful. It was beautiful.
She got some dude that walked up to the self-checkout, and he's like checking out all the action, right? And the guy that's recording is like, dude, watch out. And so the dude that's in the purple shirt that has walked up to the self-checkout, he like backs up. He's like, oh, my bad.
Yeah, he's like, oh shit, damn, my bad. I mean,
and he's like looking around at the stuff, and I was like, oh.
It is crazy.
That was round one.
Yeah, now we're not gonna play the other ones, but
No.
that is one of a series of videos of this woman.
Yep. So there's two other ones at a Myers
Yep.
that pretty much the same.
Yeah,
and then
yeah.
there's one at a McDonald's,
Mhm.
and it's all in the same day because the woman's wearing the same outfit.
Well, we assume it's all on the same
the
day.
same day.
Because she's wearing a different coat in the McDonald's video.
Okay.
Than she is in the Meyer videos. So
maybe that's the only outfit that she has.
yeah, I was like, we know that she was wearing the same outfit, but this has been building over the course of 3 days. Because
Yeah.
it started on the 18th
Okay.
of January.
Okay, and
it's the 21st as of recording this. So yeah, this has been building over the last 3 days.
Okay. Either which way, there's 3 different Myers locations in 3 different towns in Michigan.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And the
all like on the west end of Michigan.
Yeah, and then the McDonald's, I believe, is in a separate town as well.
Yeah.
And the McDonald's video, she's like, I just want my fucking food, motherfucker. I just need my nuggets.
Yeah, now, yeah, and it sounds like in that video, the people at the McDonald's, they were not having that shit. They were pretty much like, bitch, you ain't getting shit. Fuck you.
Oh yeah, McDonald's is not.
They was like,
it.
we not putting up with this bullshit. Fuck that. But like I said, shout out to the workers at that Meijer for handling that very well because, wow, that lady
she's
was just
right up
a
in
mess.
the employees' faces.
Yeah,
she's hollering at that manager.
Yeah, she was flipping shit.
The poor cashier, she's sitting there looking at it like.
Yeah, like she's
Oh
like, I don't even know what the fuck to do right now. She's like, they don't pay me enough to be dealing with this bullshit. Like they really don't.
Sorry.
Oh.
Sorry.
But yeah, I guess the moral to that particular story is there's not always crazy people just at Walmart.
Right.
They also shop at Myers and Kmart, Target as well. So
well, that was one of the comments. It said, "Oh, I'm so sorry that the Walmart clientele has spilled into Myers."
Yeah,
now.
no. The department stores ain't safe nowhere. I don't give a fuck which one you go to.
Now, I do want to say, just to play devil's advocate, if this woman has some kind of mental illness, which is very possible, One Giant Leap for Geeks does not make fun of people with mental illnesses. Often.
Damn.
Well, we've been known. We've
no, sure, yeah,
been
but
known to
no.
throw some jokes,
But we don't make a habit of just like singling out people.
We're not picking this woman because she has a mental illness.
No,
mental illnesses are not funny at all.
No. And we just are assuming that maybe this bitch is just having a bad day.
Yeah,
sure,
it could
bad
be.
week.
Yeah,
sure.
I don't know anything about her. I don't know
Yeah.
if she has mental illness or not.
Right. Who knows?
But I do know that you can't stand in a grocery store screaming, "Oh, you gotta repent, motherfucker!" and not make it on our show. I'm sorry. It's like taking Ken from The Hangover, and that's kind of what she reminded me of, was Ken from The Hangover. You know, for those of you that don't know, little Asian guy with the sunglasses. He's just like, "What's up, motherfucker?" Yeah. Okay. So I guess if you're gonna go into a store in Michigan, beware, because you could have a lady shouting "Repent, motherfucker" at you over and over again until she gets arrested by the cops. So, yeah. If you would like to contribute to Dumb Shit of the Week, it is always welcomed. You can email us at the show at officialoglfg@gmail.com. You can also send it to the show on Twitter at GiantLeap4Geeks. You can send it directly to me on Twitter. I am at Froggy Beaver. Please do not be offended if I don't get to your Twitter right away. I've went like weeks without checking Twitter. It happens. Sorry. So the moral of the story is be safe and stay smart, kids.
Excuse me, master, but the line you're looking for is, the path of the righteous man is beset on all sides by the iniquities of the selfish and the tyranny of evil men. Blessed is he who, in the name of the charity and goodwill, shepherds the weak through the valley of darkness, for he is truly his brother's keeper and the finder of lost children. And I will strike down upon thee, with great vengeance and furious anger, those who attempt to poison and destroy my brothers. And you will know my name is the Lord when I lay my vengeance upon thee.
You know what I was thinking about the other day, Mel?
What's that?
I was like, I love me some Harry Potter movies.
Okay.
And, I was thinking to myself, what if I had the opportunity, if I had an infinite amount of money and resources and could cast anyone I wanted and had access to anything I wanted to do, how would I make the Harry Potter movies better?
Okay.
And you know what I figured out?
You'd marry him with Death Race?
Pretty fucking much, yeah.
Right.
or The Running Man, or
Yep.
Hunger Games, or a number of movies that have had this very tired premise. So we got a trailer for a little movie called Guns Akimbo.
Yes.
And it stars Daniel Radcliffe, and it is basically, like you said, basically Death Race or Running Man, or like I said, a number of other films like this, where the premise is basically this guy somehow gets caught up in this show that gets streamed on the internet where they take criminals and psychopaths and things like that and they make them fight each other to the death for, reality TV.
Death
basically.
Race.
Yeah, pretty much. And he gets dragged into it even though he is not a criminal and or psychopath or whatever. And they surgically
is a strong word, okay?
Yeah. They basically
nail his hands closed around.
Crucify guns to his hands,
Yeah.
And he's stuck with gun hands for the rest of the movie.
Edward Gun Hands.
Yeah, right. Right, pretty much, right.
Daniel Gun Hands.
Right, there you go.
They missed a prime opportunity.
I know, right? See, that celebrity death match. There you go. Or death battle. Edward Scissorhands versus Daniel Gun Hands.
Yep.
But I mean, and then it just goes from there into just mayhem, and
what's with the robe and the slippers?
Just to be funny, as the trailer goes on, it looks like he gets regular clothes at some point. But yeah,
how does he put them on?
That is an excellent question, because my biggest question walking away from this trailer is not why is he being dragged into this, how is he connected to this, why are they setting him up in particular, and not just using an actual psychopath, but how does he do anything with gun hands?
Like, how did he get dressed? How does he reload his guns? Because they're just handguns, so they just have a basic.
Yeah, like he can't use his fingers or anything. So like, how does he open doors? You know, like when there's a scene in the trailer where he's getting ready to drive the car when he takes it from that woman, and he can't drive because it's like a stick shift, and he can't use the stick because the gun is like in the way of his palm and shit. And it's like, yeah, how did he even get out of the building in the first place? Like, maybe I could see him pushing the buttons on the elevator.
Sure.
And maybe if he lives in an apartment or something and his door handle is like the long handle and not like the round door handle, I could see him opening it that way. But for the most part, other than that, it's like, how is he supposed to function like that? I mean, it's a cool idea. I mean, it's kind of some cyberpunk type shit, and it's a cool idea, but it's like, it's not very functional.
No, not.
It doesn't.
Really.
It doesn't make a whole lot of sense. I don't know. I mean, I am happy to see Daniel Radcliffe in something that's not
Harry Potter.
Right, but that's not like some little like indie movie. I mean, this is like a smaller indie movie, yes, but it's something more in the vein of like Scott Pilgrim or something like that. Than it reminded me a lot of Suicide Squad, actually, like just the way the trailer was set up. Not the movie itself, but just the way the trailer was and like the graphics and the logos and stuff. It, like with all the purple smoke and all that shit, it reminded me a lot of Suicide Squad in that way.
Yeah. I mean, I can say that. See that. Can't fucking talk today, apparently.
Yeah, yes, you can say that.
I can say that.
Yes.
No, I can see that.
Yes. I don't know. What do you think though? Like, do you think?
I think it looks stupid as hell.
Yeah, I was gonna say.
Like
I'm like, you didn't seem too impressed when we were watching this.
The only thing I kept thinking is just Death Race. And for those of you that don't know, that I've referenced it like 6 times already, you should know. Death Race is a movie with Jason Statham, and which is a remake of an older movie. Yeah. The remake is even older than that.
Yeah.
But Jason Statham is in some prison island or something, and they use like criminals, and they get these death cars, and I think Stone Cold Steve Austin did a version somewhat similar. They take the criminals and they have the fight to the death, and they're supposed to put on a show, and I don't know, it's a plot that has been done over quite a bit.
Yeah, they've made this movie or variations of this movie a lot.
I read it as a kid as a book. It was
Jesus Christ.
Yeah, like it was a book, and then they just kind of started making movies about it and ran with it, and I'm like, okay.
Well, and that's what I said. That's why I said it's a tired premise, because it's been done to death. I mean, you know, you can put a new spin on it and make it fun, because like I said, I think it looks dumb, but I think it looks dumb fun. Like I think I could have fun watching this, and if they keep it light and keep the jokes, you know, coming, you know, at a good clip, then I could have fun with it. I'd be willing to give it a shot. I'm just, like I said, I'm just glad to see Daniel Radcliffe just doing something that looks like it would be something I'd be interested in, just because, you know, he's really the only one of Harry Potter fame to continue to have a career after the Harry Potter movies have ended. I mean, yes, Emma Watson, she does have a career to a degree, but she's real hit or miss for me, and usually miss with a lot of her movies.
I didn't.
And poor Rupert Grint, like that dude.
Nobody in Hollywood will cast him.
Yeah, I'm like, he ain't doing jack shit. So poor Ron. Yeah, but no, I mean, this looks like it could be interesting. Like I'll definitely check it out when it comes out, though, because, you know, I like fun little crazy movies like this, and if they can give me some good laughs and some fun action, I'd be down for it. All right, moving on.
Yeah, please.
Rupert Grint has a net worth of $35 million. He sent a letter written with an ostrich quill on Italian parchment paper with a wax seal. It just says, "Eat a dick. I'm rich, bitch."
It is only January 21st as of recording this. And we have already started off the video game world on a bad foot. So we just recently got the announcement of a few video game delays, and I put a little list together of not just games that were delayed this year, but games that were delayed into this year, as well as games that were supposed to be coming out this year that have already been delayed since their 2020 release date announcement.
Damn.
So, all right. So we're going to go down the list and just go off and list off a few of the games. Now, don't get me wrong. Before we go into this, I do not want this list to come off sounding like I am upset about this. This is a good thing. I would much rather a game come out. I forget who said it exactly, but there's a quote from somebody that says, I'm paraphrasing, but basically the quote is, a finished game that comes out late will eventually be good. An unfinished game that comes out on time is forever bad. And I was like, I totally agree with that. I would much rather you make me wait for something a bit longer than what you expected to make sure that it's polished and it comes out good, than for you to release something that's unfinished and that I have a poor first impression with when I first get my hands on it.
Yeah, we don't need another 2K 20 disaster.
No, or Fallout 76
right.
or a multitude of other things that have come out.
Right.
And as well, too, I think it's still a byproduct of it and it still comes about, but I feel that delaying a game can mitigate crunch sometimes. Other times I think it can create crunch where there might not have been any. I don't believe in crunch in any respect, and I think that it is a terrible practice that the video game industry does, and I hope that we can get unions or something in the game industry to stop this kind of shit from happening, but we'll see. Anyway, soapbox over. So, the list. Starting off, let's start with Iron Man VR.
Ooh.
There was going to be a virtual reality Iron Man game that had got announced from Sony, Marvel's Iron Man VR. It was going to come out in March of 2019. The game was previously planned...
March of 2019?
Yes.
Oh,
yeah.
okay. Proceed.
Yep. The game was previously planned to be released sometime before the end of 2019. 2020 had different plans in mind, though, as Camouflage announced in January that Marvel's Iron Man VR was delayed until May 15th of 2020 of this year.
Okay, gotcha.
Then the next one we have is Dying Light 2. Developer Techland announced in late January that Dying Light 2 was delayed from its original spring 2020 release window. The publisher did not say when the game will now launch, only stating that it would share more details in the coming months, which is not necessarily a good sign. Where it's like, we're delaying the game until when? We will get back to you with more information at some point in the future. Like,
indefinitely.
Right, that's not a good sign. Like,
no.
Okay. The Marvel's Avengers game is also being delayed. That has been delayed till September 4th. Of 2020, with developer Crystal Dynamics explaining that it needs a little more time to, quote, deliver the ultimate Avengers gaming experience. The game was previously scheduled to be released on May 15th of this year, but has now been pushed back for, quote, additional development time, focusing on fine-tuning and polishing the game to the high standards Marvel's fans expect and deserve. Crystal Dynamics promised that the added weight would be worth it for the true believers of the Marvel Universe, and teased that more of the game would be shown in the lead-up to its new release date. Let's see. What else do we got here?
So that really didn't tell us anything.
No. I mean, at least they gave us a definite release date. They went back from May to September.
That's true.
You know, and I mean, look, I honestly, with a pushback of that many months, I have a feeling though that either they ran into a lot of bugs or problems with the game, or their timetable was way off and they got far behind, stuck on something development wise, or they are going to go back and try and redesign the characters. They're going to basically pull a Sonic. You know how they went back and redesigned Sonic for the movie?
Yep.
A lot of people's biggest complaint about this Avengers game is that they don't look anything like the actors from the movies, which I personally don't need them to. Now, granted, I would like it if Captain America looked like Chris Evans. I don't necessarily need him to, but even the Captain America, even just the look that they chose for the characters, they just look like the Avengers stuntmen.
It'd be like, hey, y'all used the wrong cast.
Right.
This
More
is the
so,
one we can afford.
Yeah,
Too bad.
It's like they got like Robert Downey Jr.'s like cousin to come in and be Iron Man. I don't know. So that's being pushed back to September. The Last of Us Part 2. Naughty Dog confirmed that the game wouldn't be released until May 29th of 2020. Fans were likely disappointed to hear the delay push the game back 3 whole months. And same thing with them. It's, more of we need more time to polish the game, yada, yada, development schedule, yada, yada. Which, again, none of these things are bad things. I would much rather them push it back and then put it out on time than to be like, day one patch, 9,000 gigabytes.
Right.
Like, no.
Oh, I'm sorry. Your update's going to take 8 hours.
Right, I know. It's already
Might as well
taken,
just go to work.
All right, it's already taken 3 hours to download the game or install it. Now it's going to take another 6 hours to install the updates.
So don't plan on using your game system for the next 2 days.
Right. That's why I'm like, on Christmas Day, that's why I'm like, start letting your kids open their video games on Christmas Eve and start installing that shit, because they're not going to be able to play it until Christmas. Because if you give it to them on Christmas Day, they're not going to be playing it until the day after.
Or the New Year.
Right. Doom Eternal was supposed to be released in late 2019, but Bethesda announced in October that Doom Eternal was delayed until March of 2020. Another one we got here is Animal Crossing New Horizons. This was originally planned to launch sometime in 2019. Animal Crossing New Horizons was delayed in June of 2019 until March of this year. Nintendo reportedly made the decision in order to limit developer crunch, the practice of forcing game developers to work harmful amounts of overtime hours ahead of a game's release, which, again, good thing. Skull and Bones. Ubisoft announced in May of 2019 that its pirate game Skull and Bones was delayed until March of this year. The game developers shared an update on Twitter saying that they would be back, quote, as soon as we can with further updates, but the account has not tweeted again since May.
I'm thinking they got shut down.
Right. Like what's going on, guys? like it's been like damn near a year. Like, what's going on? Now these last two are some of the biggest games that were supposed to be coming out this year, which are still coming out this year, but just a bit later. Cyberpunk 2077, CD Projekt Red has announced a delay for Cyberpunk, pushing the April 10th release date to September 17th. They said, quote, "We are currently at a state where the game is complete and playable, but there's still work to be done." CD Projekt Red wrote in a press release, Night City is massive, full of stories, content, and places to visit, but due to the sheer scale and complexity of it all, we need more time to finish playtesting, fixing, and polishing. We want Cyberpunk to be our crowning achievement for this generation, and postponing launch will give the precious months we need to make the game perfect. CD Projekt Red added that there will be, quote, regular updates on the game's progress going forward. They also confirmed that the Cyberpunk 2077 team will work longer hours despite the additional time. This period, known in the industry as crunch, remains one of the core issues and ongoing discussions about game industry unionization. And then finally, we have Final Fantasy VII Remake. It has been delayed from its March 3rd release date all the way back to April 10th.
Okay.
They said we are making this, quote, tough decision. in order to give ourselves a few extra weeks to apply final polish to the game and to deliver you the best possible experience. I, on behalf of the whole team, want to apologize to everyone, as I know this means waiting for the game just a little bit longer. Thank you for your patience and continued support. Which, in that case, I'm like, why didn't y'all just make the damn release date April 10th in the first place?
Right.
It's like you literally moved it up a month. Like, you went from March 3rd to April 10th. Like, that's not
even a...
Right, that's not really that big of a move. Like, okay, like, if y'all mad at that, then y'all just want to be mad at some shit, I guess. Like, I mean, that, honestly, I would have just not even made that big of a deal about it. Just, like, it give it, like, 2 more weeks, it'll be out. It's
right,
fine.
like...
So, yeah.
I feel like it's released in China.
Right. So, I mean, yeah, so I mean, I just wanted to go over that just because, you know, it's a double-edged sword, but I think I'm trying to look at it from the positive. Like, hey, yeah, it sucks that a lot of these games that you're looking forward to are being delayed, but that means the likelihood that it will come out in a more finished state is higher, and hopefully that also means that the need to have the developers work their people harder for longer hours is lessened because they have a longer window to release the game.
Right.
Hopefully. Now, that is not always going to be the case, and that will be manipulated, and people will use it to bad ends, as with everything, but you can only hope for the best. I mean, what can you do?
Hope for the best.
Yeah, I know. Right. Okay. But that is it for the show. Remember, you can always find us at our home, onegiantleapforgeeks.libsyn.com. We are also on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Google Play, or anywhere else you get your podcasts. Make sure to show us some love, so go ahead and hit that like, subscribe, give us a rating, review us, and all that shit.
And if you have any comments, questions, concerns, criticisms, or you just want to say hi, you can always email us at officialoglfg@gmail.com. You can also find us on Twitter at GiantLeap4Geeks. I myself am on Twitter at FarkyBeaver. You can find us as a show on Reddit, Facebook, Instagram. I'm also on Instagram. All you have to do is search for One Giant Leap for Geeks. You'll find us eventually. All right, you guys have a good night. Bye.